Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Oh, God. Let's move this up. Shabbat Shalom. You want to keep that open? Do you want that open? Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Phew, I was afraid nobody was here. It looked like you were here, but you can't possibly be as excited as we are, so you should do this. You should be better at this. You're just as well rehearsed. No, we're a little bit better rehearsed. But these guys have never led the service officially before, and they're ready. They're so ready for you right now. So I should tell you, we're trying our best to regulate the temperature, but the doors keep opening and people keep breathing, and I don't know what we're going to do about that. If you have been here before, welcome back. If you have never been here before, we're glad that you're here. We're proud about our space we've recently renovated. We're proud about our community and our congregation. I hope that somebody said hello to you when you walked in. And if not, I hope you said hello to somebody you didn't know. That's kind of what we do. It's kind of helpful. Let me tell you something about how the service works. Most of you, even if you're from this congregation, most of you don't come to Saturday morning services. We usually do other things on Saturday morning, like Torah study and things. So the prayer book, which is in front of you, is called a Siddur in Hebrew, which means order. It is going to follow a specific order. It's just going to start at the beginning-ish. We may skip every once in a while, but it's just going to keep going from one page to the next. We will use some Hebrew, but if you open your book, you'll see that it's mostly English too. When we use the Hebrew, you will see a transliteration there, which means looks like English, sounds something like Hebrew. So you're welcome to fake any Hebrew that we do with us. You're not obligated to. If you want to see what it is that you're faking, the translation is 99% of the time right there, so you see what we're saying. I like to think that this congregation has prayers that everyone can say amen to what we say. I don't think that there are going to be things that you're going to find uncomfortable. No matter what your background, I think you'll find it comfortable. There will be singing. You can try singing with us. They're going to be leading a lot of the singing, and I think that you'll appreciate it. At some point, we're going to take out the Torah scroll. Hopefully, everybody found some candy wrapped up near you. You're not supposed to eat it in the sanctuary, so it's not a snack. It's not like, intermission stuff. It's not that. Please don't eat it in the sanctuary at all, in fact. And they're kind of smooshy, so don't open them, because then if it gets in the carpet, we'll be very sad. But you will need it a little bit later in the service. If you notice in your handout, there is a part in the service that says that we will show Ben and Luke how sweet learning is by tossing gently, by gently tossing the candy at them, which is kind of fun and kind of cool. We'll toss it at them. Please do not try to hurt them, because they're not finished with the service after this. They still have more they have to do, so no hurting them. I'm counting on them. Please notice that one of the things we did when we renovated is we put in a glass arc door. Please be gentle. And the other design feature that still surprises me is that we put in what I like to call the candy bowls for lights up there. Please do not put any candy in the candy bowls. Please don't toss it so that it goes in. But I would very much like nobody to do overhanded shots, because that hurts. So just gently toss. Once we finish tossing, I will let you know that we need to stop. Bless you. You'll need to stop. And then the children can come up if you're really needing candy. Grown-ups can come up too. But the children can come up, and they're going to gather up all the candy so that the place is cleaned up so that we can continue our service. Please do not eat the candy in the sanctuary. You can have it once you leave at the end of the service. And we'll talk about that again in a little bit. But that's the point of the candy. I'd like, if it's possible, for you to open them up, though. There'll be a trash can in the hall, but so that you're not dumping two at a time at them. That would be really handy. We are going to begin our service on page 100. Actually, on page 102. We just got closer to the end of the service. You see what I did there? Thank you, Rabbi. We begin at the bottom of the page. If it's in italics, the slanty stuff, then that's the congregational parts. You're welcome to join. Eternal God, we thank you for your gift of hope, our strength in times of trouble. Beyond the injustice of our time, its cruelty and its wars, we look forward to a world at peace when men and women deal kindly with each other and no one is afraid. Every bad deed delays its coming. Every good one brings it nearer. May our lives be your witness so that future generations bless us. May the time come, as the prophet taught, when the sun of righteousness will rise with healing on its wings. Help us to pray for it, to wait for it, to work for it, and to be worthy of it. We praise you, O God, the hope of Israel. We thank you, O God, for this time of prayer, when we become conscious of your presence and place before you our desires, our hopes, and our gratitude. This consciousness, this inner certainty of your presence, is our greatest blessing. God, bless our worship this day. May the gleams of your light, the visions of your truth which bless us here, abide with us when we go out into the world, keeping us steadfast in loyalty to you and your commandments. If you turn to page 104, we're going to sing this song. You can fake it. I would be happy if you faked it. Because not only is it something traditional that all Jews are supposed to say when they come into the sanctuary, but it is words that were said by someone who wasn't Jewish, who was sent to curse us, and instead, every time he opened his mouth, he blessed us. And these are words that he said, someone not Jewish, that we're going to be reading about, they're going to be reading about in today's Torah portion. And so, we're going to sing these words. We're only singing the first line in Hebrew, and that's it. We coming up? You got me? Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael. How lovely are your tents, O Jacob, your dwelling places, O Israel. That was a direct quote from a guy named Balaam, and you'll hear more about him later. At this point, we are going to turn to page 108, and Ben and Luke will take over.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah Ba'alma divrachirte v'yamlich malhute b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'haye the whole Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'meru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach la'al almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei Dekudasha Brechu Le'olam Mikol V'rata B'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da'amiram V'alma V'meru Amen. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. Your mercy makes light to shine over the earth and all its inhabitants, and your goodness renews day by day the work of creation.
How manifold are your works, O God! In wisdom you have made them all. The heavens declare your glory. The earth reveals your creative power. You form light and darkness, bring harmony into nature, and peace to the human heart. We praise you, O God, creator of light.
Deep is your love for us, abiding your compassion. From of old we have put our trust in you, and you have taught us the laws of life. Be gracious now to us, that we may understand and fulfill the teachings of your word.
Enlighten our eyes in your Torah, that we may cling to your mitzvot. Unite our hearts to love and revere your name. We trust in you and rejoice in your saving power, for you are the source of our help. You have called us and drawn us near to you in faithfulness. Joyfully we lift up our voices and proclaim your unity, O God. In love you have called us to your service.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anohi mitzavecha chayom al levavecha v'shanantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivteha b'veitecha, u'v'lechteha b'derech, u'v'shochbecha, u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam le'yot al yadecha, v'hayu eftofot b'yeminecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha. Laman tiskaru, vasitem et kol mitzvotai, v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem, ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeitiechem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem.
You shall love your eternal God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your being. Set these words, which I command you this day, upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be symbols before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Be mindful of all my mitzvot, and do them. So shall you consecrate yourselves to your God. I am your eternal God, who led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am your eternal God.
Eternal truth it is, that you alone are God, and there is none else.
May all the world rejoice in your love and exult in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares.
Let them beat their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation. Let them study war no more.
You shall not hate another in your heart. You shall love your neighbor as yourself.
Let the stranger in your midst be to you as the native, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
From the house of bondage we went forth to freedom, so let all be free to sing with joy.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. O Rock of Israel, rise up to Israel's help. Our Redeemer is God, Most High, the Holy One of Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel.
Adonai Sefaitai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zoher Hasdei Avot V'Imot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'nehem, L'ma'an Shema B'Aha, Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah.
Eternal is your might, O God. All life is your gift. Great is your power to save. With love, you sustain the living. With great compassion, give life to all. You send help to the falling and healing to the sick. You bring freedom to the captive and keep faith with those who sleep in the dust. Who is like you, mighty one?
Author of life and death, source of salvation.
We praise you, O God, the source of life.
We sanctify your name on earth, even as all things, to the ends of time and space, proclaim your holiness. And in the words of the prophet, we say,
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzivaot, Melech haaretz kevodo.
Source of our strength, sovereign God, how majestic is your name in all of the earth.
Baruch kevod Adonai mimkomo.
You alone are our God and our Creator. You are our ruler and our helper, and in your mercy you reveal yourself in the sight of all the living. Ani Adonai Elohechem. I am your eternal God.
Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohayich Sion, ledor vador, hallelujah.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We praise you, Eternal One, the Holy God.
Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomare, shomare, shomare Shabbat, v'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomare, shomare, shomare Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. Aham mekadeshi, mekadeshi shvi Shabbat, kulam yisbehu v'yitangu metuvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomare, shomare, shomare Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo v'kidashto Shabbat, chemdat yamim oto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomare, shomare, shomare Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. Zecher l'maaseh v'reishit Shabbat, zecher l'maaseh v'reishit Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomare, shomare, shomare Shabbat, korei oneg Shabbat. Our God, God of our fathers and our mothers, may our rest on this day be pleasing in your sight. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and let your Torah be our way of life.
Satisfy us with your goodness. Gladden us with your salvation. And purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, eternal God, let your holy Sabbath remain our heritage, that all Israel, hallowing your name, may find rest and peace. We praise you, O God, for the Sabbath and its holiness.
Eternal God, establish this sanctuary, dedicated to your holy name, so that the worship offered within its walls may be worthy of your greatness and your love. May every heart which seeks your presence here find it, as did our people in the temple on Zion, that this house may be a house of prayer for all peoples.
God, our Creator, hear our prayer and bless us. Have compassion upon all the house of Israel. Preserve us from sickness, from war, from strife. Keep us from hatred and uncharitableness toward our neighbors, and grant that, dwelling in safety and walking in uprightness, we may enjoy the fruit of our labors in peace.
God, our teacher, hear our prayer and bless us. Be with all who spend themselves for the good of humanity and bear the burdens of others, who give bread to the hungry, clothe the naked, and provide shelter for the homeless. Establish, O God, the work of their hands, and grant them an abundant harvest of the good seed they are sowing.
God, our Redeemer,
hear our prayer and bless us.
Bless our children, O God, and help us so to fashion their souls by precept and example, that they may ever love the good and turn from evil. Revere your teaching and bring honor to their people. May they guard for future ages the truths revealed to our ancestors.
God, our friend, hear our prayer and bless us.
We give thanks for the freedom that is ours, and we pray for those in other lands who are persecuted and oppressed. Help them to bear their burdens and keep alive in them the love of freedom and the hope of deliverance. Uphold also the hands of our brothers and sisters in the land of Israel. Cause a new light to shine upon Zion and upon us all, that the time may come when your Torah will go forth from the house of Israel, your word from the tents of Jacob. We praise you, our God, whose presence gives life to our people Israel.
We gratefully acknowledge that you are our God and the God of our people, the God of all generations. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age.
We thank you
And sing your praises for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your keeping, for the signs of your presence we encounter every day, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. You are goodness, your mercies never end. You are compassion, your love will never fail. You have always been our hope. Praise be the eternal God, to whom our thanks are due. We sing a song of peace on page 122. Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uveracha. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la la. Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uveracha. Let's lie again, because you're good at that. Ya la 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 la, yeah. Ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la. I told you you're good at that. Up until this part in our service, the words that we said are words that have been given to us by tradition. At this point in our service, we take a moment of silent prayer where we can say whatever is in our hearts, or if you need some help, you could read what's at the bottom of page 123. We take a moment to pray silently. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, be acceptable to you. Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. Adonai, my rock and redeemer. At this point in our service, the tradition in our congregation is to think of those who are ill or recuperating and say special prayers for them. I invite you to turn to the inside back cover of the prayer book. And I turn off my microphone for a minute. As we read off the names of people who would like to include in our list for prayers. Joe Bat Sr., Sue Barber, Phil Balthus, Martha Boyder, Avery Pan, Larry Courtney, Nathan Diane, Linda Engelbert, Peter Haas, Elena Howard, Jen Cassilhurst, Audrey and Louis Carroll, Sophie and Norman Rupo, Tim and Joalice Levin, Irvin Levine, Kid Lucky, Bernard Lobo, Ann Maxey, Molly Newstat, Angie Nolani, Nancy Rice, Sue Rubenstein, David Saphir, Emily Simpson, Paula Sauer, Michael Stahl, Sister Mary Jones, Barbara Thorne Thompson, Virginia Walker, Austin Willis, Stephen Wright, Gigi Zelinsky. If you have other names that you'd like us to be praying for, I invite you to please call them out. For all these names, for the names we choose to hold in our hearts and not say out loud, we pray together. O God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain. We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage. Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. At this time in our service, we are going to begin our Torah service. We're going to take the Torah out. These guys are going to impress you. I'm already really impressed. Let me tell you, we've been practicing a bunch, but they nailed it today. The next thing that they're going to do, though, in many ways is not only more difficult, and I'm saying that just to impress you, but because when they read from the Torah scroll is handwritten. You can see one open as you go down that way. That one was saved in the Holocaust. But they're reading something that's handwritten, and the handwriting is a little bit awkward to read. There's no punctuation. There are no vowels. They need to be able to read it so that if you understood it, you would know exactly what they were reading. And if you don't understand it, shortly after they finish reading, when we're dressing the Torah, they will be reading their translation of their section for you. So you'll know what it is that they did. But they're doing it. It's an amazing thing that they're doing. And in some ways, this is the most important thing that they do during the service. Because until they are adult Jews, which means 13-year-old, they are not allowed to do this in public. Only an adult Jew is allowed to bless the Torah, read from the Torah, lead the service. This is, in many ways, the most important thing that they're doing this morning. And by the way, candy is coming. I'll let you know about the candy soon. I know you're worried about it. It's stressing you that it's just sitting there, and thank you for not crumpling it and distracting them. But what will happen is this. We will open up the ark, and when the ark is open, you know what's in there? You'll see in a second, but it's Torah scrolls. And so when the ark is open, everyone stands because we show respect to God's word. The Torah scroll is the 5 books of Moses written on the scrolls. and you know the 5 books of Moses. If you didn't learn anything today, this is what I teach you. General electric lights never dim. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. I'm just saying it works. It worked for me. It works for you. The 5 books of Moses are in there. We will take that Torah. We will lift it. When the Torah is standing, you face the Torah wherever it is. It's got bells on it, so if you can't see it, you know where it is anyway. You face the Torah. And the other thing that's going to happen is we're going to take it down and march it around. The Torah, the words of God, are something that belong to everybody. They're not just something that lives in the holy closet up here. So we take it down, and you will see that some people will show their love for the Torah and the words of it by touching and kissing. Some people will take the Torah, and they will take their prayer book and touch and kiss. If they're wearing a prayer shawl, a talit, they may take their talit and touch and kiss. But the problem here is that we're going to go up that way and come back down this way. Anybody in the middle or the sides may not reach the Torah. And if you wanted to touch and kiss the Torah, what should you do? I will show you. Come, let's demonstrate. So let us say that the Torah is over on this side and you are all the way on the other side. So you're someone in the front and you're someone in the middle or the end. And so I will touch the Torah either with my hand or my prayer book. I will touch it. I will kiss it. And now we have what we call Torah electricity. It's a little bit like cooties, but nothing like cooties. And you touch and you kiss and you pass it along. What happens if you're, now, did you see how the person on the end got to touch and kiss the Torah? Very cool. What if you are someone in the middle and this is not something you think you want to do? You don't feel like touching and kissing, but the person on the end does. So we do this. Yeah. I hope you don't do the but that's okay. You get the point. So that's what's going to happen when we march with the Torahs. There will be people who will be honored with responsibilities during the Torah service. If you have not yet been asked, then either you are not someone who's been asked to do it, or we're about to surprise you. No, just kidding. I think everybody who has a role has already been told, and they know what they're doing, and they're getting good at it because they did it for grants too. So we're getting there. But most of you get to just sit and appreciate. We begin our Torah service on page 141. So when the candy part comes, which is going to be, I'll give you a big hint here, after they read from the Torah, after we lift and put the Torah away, after they read their English translation to you, after they read the Haftarah selection, which is it's the selection from the Haftarah, from the prophets, that have something to do with the Torah portion. Let's see if you can guess what the connection is, the Torah portion to the reading from the prophets. The Torah portion is one of the coolest, weirdest Torah portions of the year because it has to do with a talking donkey and an angel with a very giant sword. And it's really cool. So I hope you're going to enjoy it. They're going to teach us some insights about it afterwards. But remember that the candy is going to come sometime toward the end of this, after the Torah is dressed, after they finish reading the selection from the prophets, they're going to say a blessing, and your cue is going to be, I do not want you tossing, even gently, candy at the Torah scroll. So I'm going to sneak the Torah scroll exit stage this way, and I'm going to say now, and then you can do it. When the Torah comes back, you have to stop, because I do not want the Torah to get pelted with anything but kisses, and you don't have kisses in your hand. We begin on page 141. Assembled at a mountain, our people, still bent from oppression, found you, found your Torah, found your truth, and embraced the destiny that has shaped worlds. Help us still to shape the world according to your will. Help us to teach and to learn,
to hear your word anew, and to find it in our path to goodness and truth.
I need to call the Torah, the Ark openers for the beginning of the Torah service, and I need Rick and Rita and Todd is what I need. Everyone else, we turn to page 142, and when the Ark is open, please rise. El harachamim hetiva v'rtzonecha et Sion tivnei chomot Yerushalayim tivnei chomot Yerushalayim ki v'cha levad batachnu melech elam v'nisa adon olamim. Havu godol Eloheinu, tenu chavod laTorah, Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, la'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Those two lines that we sang, the first one, Ki mitzion, that's what it says above our ark, for out of Zion goes forth the Torah. The second one, the one that says, praised be the one who in holiness gives Torah to our people Israel. We are very blessed and proud today to be able to say that we can show that this Torah is being handed from generation to generation in our congregation, in our community. We have 3 generations of this Muslim family. We go from grandfather to father, who is going to pass this awesome tradition to son. Who's going to give it back? And Dad is going to pass it to son again. Double blessing, lots of passing. And I will take it away. Because when we drop the Torah, everybody here has to fast for 40 days. And nobody wants to do that. They were making me a teeny bit nervous. We've been practicing that. But still. All right, stand with me, guys, and help me sing. We are continuing in the middle of 143. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shmo. Gadlul Adonai iti, uneromam Hashemo yachdav. O magnify the Eternal One with me, and together let us exalt God's name. We continue back at page 141 as we march with the Torah in our Torah parade. Get ready to kiss and touch. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gmilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gmilut chasadim. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, ha'olam omed. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gmilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gmilut chasadim. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha. Grab them. They're getting away. Go get them. Go hug and kiss. Phew. You may be seated. We almost lost our grandparents without hugging and kissing. This was specially arranged so that they could hug and kiss before they go sit down.
Okay.
Good job. Thank you. All right, we get to do this one at a time. You got it?
I think I got it.
You got it. Nice. All right. You ready?
Hopefully.
I'm almost ready. I think you are ready. He said, hopefully. That was supposed to be my line. Of course he's ready. All right. This is coming here. Show me where. You got it? Okay, take and kiss. Give me a second. Give me 1 sec. I need names. Here we go. Ya'amod Binyamin ben Aridov bar mitzvah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMavarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen.
Vayakum Bilam Baboker, Vayachavosh et Atono, Vayelech im Sarei Moav. Vaterech Ha'aton et Malach Adonai, Vatirbat Tachat Bilam, Vayachar Af Bilam, Vayach et Ha'aton Bamakel. Vayiftach Adonai et Pi Ha'aton, Vatomer Levoam, Me Asiti Laha, Kihikitani Zeshalosh Regalim. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'haye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai notein ha'Torah. Amen. See if we can get this off.
Okay, I'm going to do it the right way this time. I missed my cue last time. I'm going to admit to that. Nobody knew except maybe 2 people, but I missed my cue. My turn. Wait, we're going to do it the right way. Hold on to this, and I'm going to say, Ya'amod Lior ben Dov bar mitzvah. Okay.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMavarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMavarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen.
There we go. Yeah. Vayomer Bilam la'aton ki hit alalt bi lu yesh cherev biadi ki ata haragtif. Vaitomer ha'aton el Bilam halo anochi atoncha asher rechavta alai me'orcha ad hayom hazeh hahasken hiskanti la'asot l'cha ko vayomer lo vaygal Adonai et einei Bilam vayar et malach Adonai nitzav baderech bavoker bicharbo shlufa biado vaykod vayishtachu la'apav. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher natan lanu et Torato Torat emet v'haye olam b'ata b'zohenu. Baruch Ata Adonai notein ha'Torah.
Amen. Wow. I hope you understood that story because it's so cool and they read it so well. We now have to call up the Torah lifter and the Torah dressers. We are going to continue on page 145 briefly as the Torah is lifted by strong brother Grant. We are going to please rise again until the Torah is sitting down. Go. Switch seats. Oh, the suspense is killing us. How big can he go? Yeah. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe. You may be seated. Except for you guys, you got work to do. Go.
Yeah.
This way. Our Torah selection for this Shabbat is from the book of Numbers, beginning with chapter 22, verse 21. When Balaam arose in the morning, he saddled his donkey and departed with the Moabite dignitaries. But God was angry that he was going, so an angel of God took a position in his way as an adversary. Balaam was riding on his donkey with his two servants alongside, when the donkey caught sight of the angel of God standing in the way, with his sword drawn in his hand. The donkey swerved from the road and went into the fields, and Balaam beat the donkey to turn her back onto the road. The angel of God then stationed himself in a lane between the vineyards with a fence on either side. The donkey, seeing the angel of God, pressed herself against the wall and squeezed Balaam's foot against the wall. So Balaam beat the donkey again. Once more, the angel of God moved forward and stationed himself on a spot so narrow that there was no room to swerve right or left. When the donkey now saw the angel of God, she lay down under Balaam, and Balaam was furious and beat the donkey with his stick. Then the Eternal opened the donkey's mouth, and she said to Balaam, "What have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times?"
Balaam said to the donkey, "You have made a mockery of me. If I had a sword with me, I'd kill you." The donkey said to Balaam, "Look, I am the donkey that you have been riding all along until this day. Have I been in the habit of doing thus to you?" And he answered, "No." Then the Eternal uncovered Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of God standing in the way, his drawn sword in his hand. Thereupon Balaam bowed right down to the ground. The angel of God said to him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? It is I who came out as an adversary, for the task is obnoxious to me. And when the donkey saw me, she shied away because of me those 3 times. If she had not shied away from me, you are the one I should have killed, while sparing her." Balaam said to the angel of God, "I made a mistake because I did not know that you were standing in my way. If you still disapprove, I will turn back." But the angel of God said to Balaam, "Go with those envoys, but you must say nothing except what I tell you." So Balaam went on with Balak's dignitaries. The Haftarah for this Shabbat is from the book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 6, through chapter 6, verse 8.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratzah v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'Torah u'v'Moshe abdo u'v'Yisrael amo u'v'nvi'ei ha'emet v'tzedek.
The remnant of Jacob shall be among the many nations, like dewdrops from the Eternal, like showers on the grass, which don't tarry for mortals or wait for human beings. The remnant of Jacob shall be among the nations, in the midst of many peoples, like a lion among the animals of the forest, a young lion among flocks of sheep that roams and tramples and tears, with none to save. Your hand shall overcome your foes. Your enemies shall all be cut off. On that day, says the Eternal One, I will cut off your war horses from your midst and do away with your chariots. I will cut off the cities of your land and tear down all your fortresses. I will cut off the sorceries you practice. No longer shall you have soothsayers. I will cut off your idols and pillars from your midst. No longer shall you bow down to the work of your hands. I will uproot the Asherim from your midst. I will destroy your idols. In anger and wrath, I will execute vengeance upon the nations that did not obey me.
Hear now what the Eternal is saying. Rise, put your case to the mountains. Let the hills hear your voice. Hear the case of the Eternal, you mountains. Give ear, you foundations of the earth. The Eternal has a case against our people and will contend with Israel. My people, what have I done to you? Have I exhausted your patience? Answer me. In fact, I brought you up from the land of Egypt, redeemed you from the house of bondage, and sent Moses, Aaron, and Miriam to lead you. My people, remember what Balak, king of Moab, planned, and how Balaam, son of Beor, answered him. Remember your journey from Shittim till Gilgal, and you will understand God's victorious acts. With what should I come to the Eternal and bow down before God on high? Should I come before God with burnt offerings, with yearly calves? Would the Eternal be pleased with thousands of rams, with 10,000 rivers of oil? Should I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for my own sin? It has been told you, O mortal, what is good, and what the Eternal requires of you. Only this, to do justly and love mercy, and walk humbly with your God. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Sor kol haolamim, Sadik b'chol hadarot, Ha'el ha'ne'eman, Ha'omer ve'oseh, Ha'medaber u'makayim, Shekol devarah, emet v'tzedek, Al ha'torah, v'al ha'avodah, v'al ha'nevi'im, v'hayom ha'shabbat hazeh, Shenatata lanu, Adonai Eloheinu, l'kdusha v'lemenucha, l'chavod u'tifaret, al ha'kol, Adonai Eloheinu, anakni mo'limah, u'v'marchi otah, yitzbarah simha b'fi kol hai tamid l'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha'shabbat. Oh dear Lord. I'm good.
Thanks. Thanks.
Man.
Gently, gently. Gently, gently. Gently, gently.
Oh,
Dang
I'm
it.
take one.
I'm just going to take one. Let them eat candy.
Oh, gently, gently, gently. All right, Torah's back. Torah's back. Kids, come on up. Clean this up, please.
Okay. What's different?
Why were they laughing? Why were we laughing beforehand?
Clean up, clean up.
Clean up, crew.
Clean up, clean up.
I'll take this too.
Yeah, do it.
I'll take both.
It's your
Just
favorite
gonna
color.
take
Grab your
one.
favorite color.
Just gonna take one.
Clean up, clean up, clean up. We need more kids. We need bigger pockets. I know. The only time cleaning has ever been fun is Shabbat morning at B'nai Zion. That's all I'm saying. The best place. Oh my gosh. That's like ineffective cleaning. Hey guys, help pick up. Would you?
Just take
Can you
that.
bend?
I guess.
Take some. Throw it over here. Thank you, thank you. Help, help, help.
Oh, I still
We get them all?
Here, yeah. You're
Oh,
both.
okay,
You guys,
We got, thank you. There's some in the.
in here.
So
Too much.
now, you guys ready? Taking deep breaths. Another one. I like to think that the hard part is over for you. I don't know.
Doesn't-
But the next thing that's going to happen is that these guys who have worked so hard on their Torah reading, and they did an awesome job. They did such a good job of reading the Torah. Now they're going to tell you some insights that they gained from the Torah. You ready? Okay.
The Torah selection that is read in Jewish congregations around the world today includes a strange story about a king named Balak who wants to hire a man named Balaam to curse the Jews. The Jews, Balaam, has a reputation that whatever army he blesses will win, but whoever he curses will lose.
The selection we read today comes after Balak has sent his second group of men to try and convince Balaam to curse the Jews. Each time the men asked, Balaam talked to God, who told Balaam not to curse the Jews. At the point when we read, Balaam had been promised a lot of money if he goes to curse the Jews. God told him that he shouldn't go, but he went anyways to see how it might turn out.
Balaam gets on his donkey and sets out on the journey, but God sent an angel that kept blocking his path. Only the donkey Balaam is riding sees the angel, so the donkey avoids the angel, and Balaam hits the donkey to get it to keep going.
After striking the donkey multiple times, the donkey opens her mouth and starts talking to Balaam, complaining that she has always been good to Balaam, so she doesn't understand why he is hitting her.
At this point, God opens Balaam's eyes, and he sees the angel. Then the angel explains to Balaam that what he is doing is wrong, and tells him not to do it.
We gained some insights from this Torah portion. One is that, like Balaam, you can be blinded by greed. Balaam was only thinking of the money and did not listen to what God was telling him, and could not even see what was right in front of him.
We also think that the Torah portion teaches us to always trust your animals. We have had a number of situations where our dogs have let us know about stranger dangers. For example, they start barking like crazy when strangers come on our property. We always want them to be quiet because they are barking, but we should really be paying attention to what they might be trying to tell us.
We also noticed that this story reminds us never to go against God's wishes.
To be honest, these are lessons that we think we probably could have figured out for ourselves now that we have the responsibility to read the Torah and learn the portion in depth. We appreciate that these lessons are already in the Torah, and they are a really fun and cool story with talking donkeys and strong angels.
As we take on the responsibility of becoming Jewish adults, we look forward to learning more and finding more fun and cool stories.
We think it is cool and fun that you all came to worship with us and help us celebrate becoming adult Jews.
It is awesome to see so many friends and family members here.
We also got to see so many congregants from both Shreveport, who chose to come to celebrate with us today.
Rabbi,
What?
you are the best teacher we have ever had. It has been a pleasure being taught by you.
You are so amazing, and you can truck with us through every little problem. You are the best. Aunt Jennifer and Uncle Jeremy.
Thanks for traveling so far to celebrate our becoming B'nai Mitzvah.
It means a lot to us that you participated in this service. Thank you. Aunt Audra and Uncle Alan.
Aunt Audra. Your
Your
upbeat attitude always makes us smile, no matter how bad we're feeling.
Uncle Alan, we always love the barbecues that you host and being an awesome gaming uncle.
Grandma
Carol and Sam.
Thank you for bringing delicious desserts from Texas when you come to our house and showing us how fun art can be.
We also love to swim in your pool and your cute dog Ernie.
Rita and Granddad. Thanks for always letting us watch scary movies and not tattling on us. And taking us hunting. You inspire us to be Jewish.
Thank you for throwing Mardi Gras parties and always making them really fun. Rita, thank you for always letting us bake cookies with you and tasting the baking chocolate, no matter how bitter it is.
You are always super nice to us when we see you.
Mimi and Poppy.
Thank you for always letting us eat junk food and also not tattling on us.
We love when we rent movies when we spend the night over at your place.
Mimi, thank you for everything you did to make the celebration so awesome.
We love your cooking and hope you keep at it.
Poppy, we love our trips to Hot Springs with you.
And are looking forward to our next trip.
I got something for the next person. All
All right, there we go. All right.
Grant.
Grant.
You have great advice. You have great advice. You inspire us to be better at sports, math, and music.
Thank you for always being supportive and a role model to us. We love you.
Oh.
Okay.
Luke, where do I start? You are smart, funny, and always find a way to make me laugh. Mm-hmm. It's been a blessing to have you as my brother, and I wouldn't want it any other way, no matter what.
Ben, all right. You are an amazing brother who is kind most of the time and is always helpful. You are the best twin brother I could have asked for.
Yeah.
Thank you for always being there for me.
Oh.
Dad. We can always count on you to know everything about social studies. Actually, we can count on you for any schoolwork questions.
We appreciate all of your support for all of our extracurricular activities. We love you so much. Okay.
Mom, with all the things that that are going on in our life, you are the one who supports us the most.
You encourage us to be the best that we can be in school and soccer and music and even in other sports and Judaism. Thank you for everything. We love you.
What? You ran out of things to say? That's like crazy.
We just ran out of things to say.
They ran out of things to say.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, they said that already. That's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to put this over here for now. We're going to save this because we're going to need this later. But at this point in our service, we're going to put the Torah away so that we can continue with other things. We're going to continue on page 146, and I'm calling up our ark openers. I need a book. Page 146. And once again, when the ark is open, I ask that if you can, please rise. Yes. Yehalelu et Shem Adonai ki niskav shemo levado. Let us praise the eternal God whose name alone is exalted. Hodo al eretz v'shamayim vayarem keren le'amo tehila lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael ham keruvo. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. God's teaching is perfect, reviving the soul. God's word is unfailing, making wise the simple. God's precepts are right, delighting the mind. God's mitzvah is clear, giving light to the eyes. God's doctrine is pure, enduring forever. God's guidance is pure, altogether just. Behold, a good doctrine has been given you, my Torah. Do not forsake it. It is a tree of life to those who hold it fast, and all who cling to it find happiness. Its ways are ways of pleasantness, and all its paths are peace. Hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva chadesh yameinu yameinu kekedem. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. You can hug and kiss too. Go get him, go get him. I now get to call up the people that we mostly got these for. Todd and Leah get to come up and say some things to their guys. Okay. Okay. Sure. Oh, so ready. Hey, guys, come on in. You get between them.
All right. This can't be good. Muslim sandwich.
Muslim sandwich. There's Muslim on the top and the bottom and the middle.
Okay, so I always wanted twins. I thought it would be so cool, but I never actually thought I would really be the mother of twins. Grant was getting older, and we decided it was time for us to have a second child. So when I found out I was pregnant, I went to the doctor to get an ultrasound, and Todd didn't go because it was just, another second child ultrasound. And they found and measured one baby and the heartbeat and everything, and it took a little while, but, no big deal. And then they said, I'm going to go get the doctor for a minute. And I was like, oh, God. What's wrong? Sorry.
Oh, we did it. She said she wouldn't cry.
Not going to cry. And then thank you. Okay, so I said, well, there's only one, right? And they're like, well, just hold on a minute. So the doctor came back in, and they said, there's 2 babies, there's 2 heartbeats. And then they said, go sit down, and they made me think about it for a while before I got to go back into the doctor again. And I had just bought this cute little car, and that didn't fit 3 car seats in the back. And we had just bought a new house that was a 2-story house where all the bedrooms were upstairs for the kids, and that I wasn't carrying 2 babies up and down the stairs. So all of a sudden we needed a new car, a new house, a new everything. And so it was quite shocking. And then we went back into I went back into the doctors, and the first thing he said was, a lot of people who start out with twins don't end up with twins. So, right away.
This is why you should kiss your mom every day.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Mom. I know, Mom.
So I took the ultrasound, and I headed to Todd's office, and just kind of placed it on his desk and said, here you go. And he looked at it, and he's like, wait, why is there an A and a B on here? And I was like, well, there's 2 of them. And his jaw, I just remember his jaw just going from normal, just like from here to the table, just dropped. And we just kind of sat there for a second, and went from there. Okay. So, let's see. So, basically, we just prayed and prayed that we would end up with twins, even though we started with twins. And I had several signs throughout my pregnancy. I remember making eggs for Grant and opening the egg, and there was a double yolk in there, and I was like, okay, all right, this is a good sign. And I remember being on the phone with Audra when she was living in Colorado, and we were in North Bossier at that time, and there was a huge double rainbow all the way across the sky. And so, and also, if you notice on the program, there's a double rainbow. This was after one of those recent hailstorms here, and we happened to be up here, and it looks like the rainbow actually ends right at Temple, and Ben and Luke are in that picture as well. So, we definitely believe that that's God reminding us of his promise to us and for the future. So when I was 20 weeks pregnant, I got in a wreck, and I was hit from behind and pushed into the car ahead of me. And I was so worried, and they took me to the hospital and said everything was fine. But they were only 20 weeks old at that time, and at that point, you usually had to be 24 weeks in order to make it. So that was pretty scary. And then at the end of the pregnancy, baby B, which was Luke, was we think was not. Oh, Luke was continuing to grow. Or not, they were worried Luke was not continuing to grow because Ben was taking all his food. So at that point, that's when they went ahead and took the babies at what Aunt Audra has taught me is called the sunroof. That's a new term I learned this year. It's awesome. Okay. And then right after they were born, maybe half a day or so, Todd went home to take a shower, and I had the biggest, they brought the babies in because I wanted the babies in with me, and it was just me and the babies, and I had the biggest panic attack I've had in my entire life. And I remember I felt so bad, but I had to call him right away. I said, you have to get back up here. I can't do this by myself. So, yeah. Okay, and then we brought them home with us, and they warned us that they said, y'all can take them home. So they didn't go into intensive care or anything. They said, y'all take them home with you. Oh, but by the way, their temperatures are really low, so y'all need to check them every hour and be sure they're okay. And so here we are taking these 2 little babies home. They're tiny. That was a very scary night, but it got a little better from there. So the next few months, we were all about eat, sleep, and diaper changes. I don't remember a lot because we were just trying to keep them alive. Then 12 years ago, on June 30th, 2006, we had a big first birthday party, which, to be honest, was a big party for us that we had survived the first year. And I thought, wow, we made it. So we have been so blessed to have children, twins, and an older son. They're all so different from each other, but we've just been so blessed. So I'm going to turn this over to Dad.
I'll stay on script.
Gotta get some juicy details.
Fast forward 13 years.
I do want to say on
Make it fast.
one ad lib spot or part that y'all did fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm very, very proud of y'all. Thank you guys for coming. I know this time of the year it's always tough with families and vacations and everything else, so we really appreciate you guys showing up and being here for this exceptionally special occasion for Ben and Luke. Great. Okay, I just want to make sure. So Ben was the one in kindergarten that gave his teachers hell. Okay. He could not sit still, constantly distracted the class by trying to entertain them. He still does that to this day. His teacher said she did not even think Ben would make it at their elementary school, which I remember this, but he turned out okay. Turns out he was bored in that class and ended up being one of the top achievers by the time he finished 5th grade. Ben is a talented piano player, if you didn't already know, and has begun to accompany other students, including his brother Luke. He's starting a new journey in competitive soccer this year and will continue to work towards becoming an Eagle Scout. Ben is a hard worker and will keep going until he finds the answers. He thrives on adventure and has the biggest smiles on his face, even if he finds out we're trying something or going somewhere new. Oh, you hate that, don't you? Ben, the possibilities in life for you are endless. That's true. You always make us laugh. And this is very fitting for the tour portion that they chose, but always be sure you always choose people over material things, money, and value your friendships with others, okay? Because they're what get you through. Now, Lukester. Since he was a couple of months old, Luke has lit up the room every time he entered. His contagious smile was, and oh, by the way, if you haven't noticed, he's not wearing braces anymore. Man. His contagious smile was and is still engaging and welcoming. I just said this. He is our social butterfly, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be tough now for the ladies to resist. Luke is not scared to go up and talk to anyone, and chances are after a couple of minutes he will be your new best friend. Yeah. When Luke is up on stage, whether in the school play or a vocal music performance, Luke has a presence about him that's where he belongs. Luke is starting a new adventure in lacrosse this year. He'll continue working in his talented voices classes and will work to finish his Eagle Scout rank. Luke says he wants to be a doctor one day. He says he wants to help people. His love for others will certainly help many people throughout his life. Luke, never let anyone tell you can't do something. When one door closes, another one opens. And with hard work and determination, we are confident you will make a huge impact on this world. Ben and Luke are best friends and worst enemies. If you've ever come to my house, you know this. Depending on the hour of the day, together with our oldest Grant, we certainly have a busy household, but hope that one day they will appreciate and be there for each other the rest of their lives. As a family, we have endured many hardships over the years with many losses. Yet through these losses, we have learned to be grateful to have such beautiful memories with those who have enriched our lives. Whether it is grandparents, brothers, friends, or neighbors, they have all molded who we are today and motivate us for who we will continue to become, and we can honor them by living our best life one day at a time. Overall, we have learned we are not in control and to live each day to the fullest. We have also learned if you can't take it with you, it's probably not that important after all. Luke and Ben, your bar mitzvah is such a huge milestone. You guys made it to 13. We made it. So we celebrate too. We hope you stick with the teachings you have learned and continue your religious maturity. The Muslim family goes back many generations in this community, and you are part of the future. Continue to be active in your faith and never forget where you come from. No matter what struggles life brings, always turn to God, for He is there even when you may feel alone. We love you with all our hearts. Continue to help other people and love with all your heart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm almost done.
Oh.
Not yet. One last thing, and then I'm finished. I'm going to talk forever. Thanks to Rabbi Jonah for mentoring the boys through countless hours of Hebrew classes and helping them get prepared for today. We appreciate your enthusiasm and love you have shared with our family. Your compassion for others and steadfast, faithful presence through good times and bad is a foundation for all of us. Thank you also to the Sisterhood for helping set up the Oneg Shabbat and Kiddush Luncheon. We sincerely appreciate all your hard work and dedication. Finally, we want to thank the entire B'nai Zion family who our kids have grown up with, friends who have become lifetime friends, and the many teachers who have given their time and talent to enrich our children's lives. We are forever grateful and thankful for the time we have shared with you. Thank you. We encourage everyone to check out the new community fruit garden planted in the back of B'nai Zion that the boys were instrumental in creating. They dug rows and rows of ditches that serve as water retainers and planted what seemed like a bunch of sticks, and it looked like that, carefully into the ground. Over the last few months, these sticks have blossomed into beautiful trees, and the clover seed sprinkled to keep animals away has ornamentally decorated the roots. We are excited to watch these trees grow and eventually grow fruit for families of the congregation and surrounding neighborhoods. We hope you will be able to share these gardens one day with your children and your children's children. Thank you. Good job, buddy. Good job. I was going to shake your hand. Give me this.
Stay up here, guys. Mom and Dad are done for a minute, but you are not done. You did an awesome job, and I'm very proud of you. We now call up the president of the Brotherhood, who has some gifts for these guys. What? Ha. Ha. Now we're doing alphabetical, B before S. One. Here's one. Here's the other one. I got moved. Whoop.
First of all, y'all did a great job. I'm going to need these two because it's so hot in here, Vicki. We usually turn it down so it's cool when there's this many people in here, but Vicki came and threatened me and told me not to make it so cold. So y'all did a great job. You know, our family has grown up with their family, and seeing these boys grow up, it's been great. They did a great job. To tell a quick story, Todd mentioned grade school or elementary school, or no, kindergarten. They were 4 years old. We were at a program, and they were in different classes in kindergarten. And they put them on either end of the gym. And the bleachers are filled with parents watching this program. There's other kids lining up ready for the program. And it was almost like they each had, you remember this, it was almost like they each had just a queue. And the whole gym the center is empty waiting for this program. They're on either ends of the gym. They both run at each other and start throwing fisticuffs. And I mean, huh? They were dressed as snowflakes, that's right. And I'm not saying they were slapping, grabbing. They were fist. And everybody in there just started laughing, but I'm sitting there. We've come to watch a cage match with two 4-year-olds.
I don't remember that.
I mean, I remember that so vividly. It's unbelievable. And Leah, the picture's wonderful. I did not know the leprechaun was in the sanctuary.
It was.
So
Absolutely.
we're going to have to look for that.
It's here.
You know, I went easy on Grant at his bat mitzvah, but I threatened him. I said, since this is the boys' day, I'm going to go hard on your brother for your sake, a little roast. When Grant and Garrett, my son, grew up together, the same age, they went to school together. One of the funniest stories about Grant, and I love Grant to death. This is from the heart, Grant. He was probably
Grant, run.
Yeah. Well, and your girlfriend's here, so this is perfect. When he was about 7 years old, he was at the house, and so I'm going to the bathroom. I said, okay, go ahead. He goes to the bathroom. He goes in the half bath, and he's in there, and time starts ticking by. I'm sitting there thinking, we're all doing stuff in the house, wandering around, watching TV. Grant's been missing for literally almost 15 minutes. I'm thinking, what is going on? And so I walk up to the half bath, knock on the door. Grant, are you okay? He opens the door. I can't get this out of my mind ever. You know. He opens the door. He's completely naked. He went in clothed. I said, what are you doing, man? He says, I'm just going to the bathroom. I said, this is how you go to the bathroom? Yeah. I said, okay. Shut the door and left. So unfortunately, through many years of therapy, that vision's still there of Grant opening the door naked at 7 years old going to the bathroom. But no, the Muslows are such a great family. It's been great going, doing things with them on vacation, and Ricky and Rob also. Just, it's been fantastic, and watching the boys grow up. And one story I have for, Luke, just the other day, Luke was on a walk, you remember? Luke was walking through the neighborhood, and I was leaving somewhere, coming through, and I almost got right behind him without him hearing my truck and blasted the horn, and he about jumped out of his shoes.
I think I fell down.
Yeah. and Ben was probably, what was it, how old were you when I threw you in the low dam?
I remember that.
Yeah.
No, that was Luke. That was Luke. You threw
No.
him into the dam.
No.
No, it was you. Because I remember thinking, okay, thank goodness he didn't know any curse words, because he said everything to me he could. But it was cold. But y'all are great kids, great family, and on behalf of the Brotherhood, we're giving each boy a prayer book with their names and the date stamped on there, today's date, your B'nai Mitzvah. And this is to remind you that no matter how far life takes you, wherever you go in these United States or the world, that this is always your home. So come back to us. All right? Good job, boys.
All right.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
Yeah. Oh,
Thanks.
Mike.
Mike, yeah.
Mike.
Watch that hot mic.
We now call upon the president of the sisterhood, who has something to give them as well. Grant, the good news is we ran out of brothers. He does.
Sorry, those are way back.
No, I put them there. My job.
Well, you did a truly spectacular job with your leading the service and your reading today. I'm not surprised. It's been my pleasure and privilege to admire you and be involved in a peripheral way in your life since your birth. And I would like to take this occasion to apologize to you for all the many times I've called you by your brother's name or by each other's names. But today, having figured out that Ben is blonder, I am going to present you first, Luke, with a Kiddush cup of your own to drink your symbol of joy beverage, to usher in Shabbat, and to remember this time and place. And to you, Ben, congratulations.
Thank you.
Mazel
Thank you.
tov.
Mazel tov.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. We now call upon the president of the congregation to make the final presentation for these guys.
I want to say that Jerry and I have been to a lot of bar mitzvahs and B'nai Mitzvahs over the last 14 years, but this is the first B'nai Mitzvah since Martin and Palmer, and so it's a especially poignant moment for us. It also, we know specifically just how hard you had to practice
Oh, yeah.
and prepare, and how many years it took. And I just want you to know how much it showed off, because you were sensational, both of you.
Thank you.
I know how proud your family is of you, and I want you to know how proud your B'nai Zion family is of you as well. I have your certificates.
That's, yep, this one for him and one for him. This one goes to Luke, and this one goes to Ben. Yep, and then the one inside. This goes to them also. That's from Nifty.
And I will read the first one. It says, the bar mitzvah certificate. Ben and Luke were called to the Torah as bar mitzvah June 30th, 2018, in the presence of Congregation B'nai Zion, Shreveport, Louisiana. And again, as David pointed out, I want you to know that where you travel and where you go the rest of your life, this will always be your home. And again, we're very, very proud of you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, guys, guess what? You get to sit down finally. But the president is staying up here for a moment. Hope we can put these away. Anybody need them? We got to share. Okay.
A few announcements. Again, Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov to Ben and Luke and their family. Please join us following the service in Lefkowitz Hall for a Kiddush luncheon hosted by grandparents Vicki and Rob Franks and Aunt and Uncle Audra and Alan Hicks. Temple office will be closed Monday through Wednesday of next week. This coming Tuesday is a Together Tuesday. Please meet with Rabbi Jana starting at 6 p.m. under the Texas Street Bridge for an opportunity to visit with people from a variety of backgrounds. And please invite your friends. Next Friday will be the first Friday of July and is Simcha Shabbat, when we celebrate and honor everyone with birthdays and anniversaries in July. The North Louisiana Jewish Federation will have its annual meeting at Wine Country Bistro on Line Avenue, Tuesday, July 17th. This event will start at 5:30 and dinner at 6 p.m. You must make a reservation, be a member of the Federation to attend. The Camp Kai campers and their families and staff are invited to a pizza party at Rotolo's Pizzeria, Tuesday, July 10th from 6 to 8 p.m. Jewish Federation will supply the pizza, and we can visit and get to know each other before camp starts. Finally, the North Louisiana Jewish Film Series continues July 26th with the 10:30 a.m. showing of An American Tale at Robinson Film Center. Camp Kai will be there that day watching, and you can be there as well. If you would like your name to be on the big screen at our film series screenings, please contact the Federation office for details. Donations were made to B'nai Zion for the pulpit flowers in honor of Luke and Ben Muslow becoming B'nai Mitzvah by their family, in loving memory of H. Leo Gringus and Rose Muroff by Donna and Randy Gringus, in loving memory of Harry Lipson by Susie and Artis Robison, in loving memory of Alexander Benjamin Mizell by Claire Mizell, Debbie Kamaker and family, and in loving memory of Samuel Handel by Edwin Handel. Again, Ben and Luke, very, very proud.
We are proud that the community stood together today, so there are also a few announcements, I think, from Agudath Achim. Kent, are you going to do that? Oh, David is here. David, come on up, please. President of Agudath Achim is here. We have announcements for you here.
We've been announcing all of the community events that John just gave you, so I won't repeat those. But we have Saturday, July 21st, 8:30 p.m. is Tisha B'Av with Havdalah services, chanting Aichach, lamentations, and quiet songs. This occasion commemorates many calamities throughout our Jewish history, and you're all welcome to join us at the synagogue in our sanctuary for Tisha B'Av services. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Congratulations to you both.
Thank you, David.
Shabbat shalom.
So I'm going to ask a crazy question here. So, you know, when we do alphabetizing, whoa, sorry, that was a microphone. Good thing we don't need it anymore today. When we try to alphabetize things, we're doing mailings. In all of the years where I joke that I have a degree in collating and alphabetizing things because of how many years I've done mailings and things. I love to help with those things, I always did. But once you get to L, you think you're halfway through the alphabet. But in Shreveport, you get to the M's, and there are Muslows and Muroffs, but Muslows, a billion of them, it feels like. So I'm going to ask a crazy question. How many of you are Muslows? Raise your hand. How many of you are related to Muslows? So I'm not, and I mean in any way, tangentially, first cousin, whatever. I'm not just asking because it's an amazing thing to have a community that is filled with a family that most of the people you just saw raise hands, most of them are still in Shreveport. I love that about this community. The first people I got to know were Muslims, and I love that they're still here. It meant a lot to me to be part of a community that celebrates many generations of being here and enriching this community, and we appreciate that very much. I've been part of births, B'nai Mitzvah, confirmations, weddings, and funerals for the community, for the Muslims, and it's, when you know them, your heart is immediately captured, and you're blessed to have known them. But I also wanted to have you raise your hand because all of you have to stay here about 1 minute after the service for one more picture. Just saying. Everybody else is going to get to go to Lefkowitz Hall down the hall and start celebrating for the Kiddush luncheon. At this point, I am going to say a special private blessing to each of these guys, but it's going to be in front of the ark so that they are feeling the power of the words that they had read and the power of the generations. And I'm going to ask you to please rise when we do that. After that, we're going to continue on page 148 and our concluding part of the service. Guys? Continue on page 148. I'll make my microphone work. We continue on page 148. Nope, stay here. Come here, join me. Help me sing. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kigoy haratzut, v'lo samanu kimishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gur aleinu kichol hamonam, v'anachnu koreim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech malachei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. And on the facing page we sing, v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz, hayom hahu, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad. When the ark is closed, you may be seated. We will continue on page 151. This part of the service, we remember those who are no longer with us. And it has become our tradition in this congregation to also acknowledge that there are people who run into dangerous situations to protect us, whose lives have been lost this year. We acknowledge that we have already lost 13 military people in the military this year who have served in the American military. We lament the fact that there have been 75 police officers who have died this year serving and protecting us. We've lost 8 canine officers. we've lost 49 firefighters this year. 2 of the police officers and 2 of the firefighters are from Louisiana. But we are always grateful for those people who run into dangerous situations so that we can be protected. We pray that their families are consoled and that we are always grateful. We continue on page 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We continue on page 152. It's hard to sing of oneness when our world is not complete, when those who once brought wholeness to our life have gone, and naught but memory can fill the emptiness their passing leaves behind. But memory can tell us only what we were in company with those we loved. It cannot help us find what each of us alone must now become. Yet no one is really alone. Those who live no more echo still within our thoughts and words, and what they did is part of what we have become. We do best homage to our dead when we live our lives most fully, even in the shadow of our loss. For each of our lives is worth the life of the whole world. In each one is the breath of the ultimate one. In affirming the one, we affirm the worth of each one whose life, now ended, brought us closer to the source of life, in whose unity no one is alone and every life finds purpose. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us in the past 30 days. We have lost Lionel Eltis, Dorothy Cohen Chaffin, and since we have guests here, we may not have your names on here. Has anyone lost an immediate relative in the past month? You're welcome to call that name out. We acknowledge the congregants' parents who died within the past year. We have lost Stephen Muslow, Janet Pachter Stewart, Henry Elaine Dreyfus, Flo Selber, Gloria Meyer, and Richard Stewart. Has anyone lost a parent during this past year? You're invited to call their name out. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we're observing Yortzeit this week, at B'nai Zion, our tradition is that we read the names of those who died whose anniversary of death is this past week. So I will go first, and then I'll invite the cantor to include the names from Agudath Achim, who will be observing the names whose Yortzeits occur this coming week. We include in our Yortzeits Dora Bluestein, Mrs. Marks Bluestein, Ruben Bjorkoff, Beulah Marie Notestein Courtney, Orville Dupree, Harold Feigelson, Remy Gold, H. Leo Gringus, Sam Handel, Ben Levy Sr., Harry Lipson, Alexander Benjamin Mazel, Wayne McElvey, Eli Murov, Rose Murov, Mitchell Neustadt, Max William Roth, Sam Rubin, Ophi T. Rubin, Judy Sklar Silberstein, Eva Silverblatt, Vernon Wesley Sinclair, Marion D. Sorkin, and Mrs. Joseph Paul Stewart Sr.
Those whose Yortzeits are this coming week.
Sorry, cantor.
Those whose Yortzeits will be observed by Congregation Agudath Achim this coming week are Libby Goodman Bloom, Charles Tabelli, Solomon Kesselman, and Sylvia Muslow.
In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise together as we praise your name. The Mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. The translation is on 155. You're welcome to join us in either as we praise God's name. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yeheh shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'l'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Mazel tov, gentlemen.
I now need to call up Todd and everyone in here who is under the age of 13. Everyone here who is 13 and under. What? Please come up to this side. We will be blessing the symbol of joy as a way of making sure that we know that Shabbat is holy.
wow.
And we will be blessing the bread, the challah that Bethany, the president of the sisterhood, made, so that we can enjoy the delicious Kiddush luncheon, exciting, fun Kiddush luncheon we've got prepared for you. Come on up. Everyone 13 under, how cool is this? So we begin, page 167 has the blessings that we need. We begin with the Kiddush. Thank you, Todd.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagav.
Amen, l'chaim. All right, guys, would you grab the challah? And by guys, I mean Ben and Luke. Ben and Luke. You know where it is? Anybody want to wash their hands first? You can. Everybody's going to get some bread. Alila. No? You want to squirt? You can take a squirt and pass.
I don't want it. Let's all gather around in the middle.
Get in the middle. Get in the
All right,
middle.
everybody try
Face
and
this
touch
way.
it if you can.
Everybody hold on. We could do that Torah electricity thing. Hold on to each other or something. That's okay.
Just
You
hold on to each other, I guess.
You hold on. Where's Ben? Ben, get in there. You got to hold. Come to this side. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, stand over here. Stand over here and face the congregation.
Spread is
All
gonna
right,
be
just
gone
do
in
it.
2 seconds.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. All right, everybody
We're going to
take,
pass it out.
take and pass.
Yeah.
Pull.
All right, everybody just
grab
real
a
quickly pull.
grab a piece.
Small piece.
Everybody grab. Here, somebody grab from this side. Take and pass.
Take and pass. Take and pass.
Take and pass. Here, take
take
from that
and
side.
pass.
Take a chunk and pass.
Take a chunk
I'll
and
take this.
pass.
This is what it's all about. It's a celebration. It's kind
All
of like
about bread.
It's all about the bread.
All about challah.
All about the challah. I can't sing challah. I can sing the bread. It's all about the bread. All right. You can stay right there, I guess. Would everyone else please rise? It is an incredible blessing for us to be here together to watch this generation of Muslims becoming adults. I remember when they were born. I remember standing here for their blessings, for getting their Hebrew names, even if we don't always remember what the names are. I have to scramble to remember. We did, but we remember. Binyamin, the son of my right hand, and Lior, is God's light is for me. They did a wonderful job. They've got wonderful friends and family. We are so blessed for you to be here with us to celebrate together. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted up to you. May God find the thing in you that God wants to look up to. And may God grant you all peace. Shabbat shalom and mazel tov. Everyone please go to the Lefkowitz Hall except anyone. Please stay
Up here.